Hey guys, welcome. It's your friendly neighborhood bee, and let's get straight into it, shall we? From r/am I the butthole for telling my mom friend that her motherhood was never exhausting for her because her child is basically being raised by her mom. Oh hey, I'm a first-time mom and I have a 6-month-old baby. One of my close friends is also a first-time mother, and her baby is 18 months old. Here's the context. My friend's mom has been living with them since before the baby was born. In the entire 18 months, she's only been away for about 2 months. She stays with them full time and helps with everything. The baby has been sleeping with the grandmother from the day the baby came home from the hospital. My friend used to sleep with them initially, but now, since she's working, her mom sleeps with the kid. Right now, my friend is back at work. On the days she works, she told me she leaves before the baby wakes up and comes back after the baby is already asleep. On those days, she doesn't see the baby at all. Her mom handles the baby the entire time. For me, I'm currently on maternity leave. My in laws helped us until my baby was about 3 months old, but since then, it's just me and my husband. My husband works, so most weekdays it's just me with the baby until around 6 p.m. Recently, we all got together for supper me, my husband, my friend, and her husband. We both put our babies to sleep. Her mom stayed in the room with her sleeping toddler, while my baby was in another room, and I had to go in multiple times to rock and pat him back to sleep every sleep cycle. After one of those rounds of rocking him, I came back to the table, and the conversation was about how life has changed since becoming parents. My friend said something along the lines of, I never thought I would enjoy motherhood this much. Honestly, this phase has been nothing but happiness for me. Lovely. Something in me just shifted when I heard that. I replied that while I'm extremely happy too, I'm also exhausted, overwhelmed, and sometimes feel helpless. I thought maybe that would make her realize that motherhood isn't always sunshine and rainbows. But then she said, really? I've honestly only felt happiness, even now. And before I could even think, my sleep deprived brain blurted out, that's because your mom is raising your kid. You get the happy parts. She's the one who's exhausted. The moment I said it, I realized I probably sounded too harsh. She didn't openly react much, but the vibe definitely changed. Since then, we haven't talked much. I personally didn't say it to offend her. It just felt like stating the obvious in the moment. Also, hearing someone say motherhood is only happiness when you're in the trenches of sleep deprivation can feel a bit invalidating. My husband thinks I shouldn't have said that and that it was rude. So now I'm wondering, am I the butthole? And if I am, should I apologize? Mm, I mean, I wouldn't apologize. I don't think you're wrong necessarily. I mean, what you stated was factual. Um, I think I don't think you're wrong. I think your friend was tactless. Tactless. That's the word I'm looking for. She was very tactless and sounds out of touch, considering she's not raising her child. Her child's almost 2, and she's not raising her child. So no, I don't think you're the butthole. I think you were harsh, and I think your husband was right. You were a bit rude, but sometimes rudeness is necessary. So I wouldn't give you a butthole. I don't think you're a butthole. Anyway, if you like me reading to you, make sure to like and subscribe. I'm here every day. Next one. Am I the butthole? I kicked a special needs adult who tried to stomp on my dog. Oh. This was weird, and I still don't know how I feel about the whole situation. I've recently moved to Seattle for work, and I have a 5-year-old spaniel named Daisy. For the last few months or so that we've been here, I've been driving her to a new park that I look to every week and take her there. It's a fun little trip that we take and we get her acquainted around the area. A few days ago, I took her to a new park in Redmond and was walking around. An older woman, maybe 60s to 70s, was walking around with a young man, maybe 20s. She said my dog was cute and asked if she could say hi. I let her, and Daisy enjoyed it. She asked if her son could say hi and let me know he was special needs, and I said sure. He came up to her, stuck his hand out, and she rubbed her face on it. FYI, Daisy is sweet to everyone. She would be friendly if someone was robbing me. Anyways, he pulls back, yells, "Ew!" and tries to stomp on her. I freaked out, pulled her back, then I picked Daisy up off the ground, and back up. I tell the woman to control her kid. I'm seething. She starts apologizing, says it's never happened before. I back up more and tell her to tell him to back off because he's still staring me down, and then he darts at us like a mix of a Naruto run and Attack on Titan. Now, I'm bigger and a couple inches taller than he is, but the run freaked me out, and he was maybe only 10 or 15 feet away from me, so I just push-kicked him out of reflex when he got really close. He got pushed back and fell on his butt and started crying. The lady was in shock, and so was I, but the whole situation had me amped, so I started questioning her. I wasn't calling her names or bad-mouthing, but I was angry. I was asking her, why did you bring him out if this is what he does? You said he's never done anything before like this. How do I know you're not lying? I say I want to call the cops, and I honestly don't, but I don't know what to do at the moment, and I don't want to be pinned for something like assault, and I want my story to be heard too. Another woman comes over and tells me to calm down. She saw everything, and it's just a bad situation, but I don't need to escalate with my anger, which I think is fair. So she walks with me away from them and helps get me to calm down. We get back, and the older woman is in tears, and she's apologizing, and I apologize too, and we all end up parting ways. I ended up telling what happened to a couple of friends later in the day. Interestingly, it's split by gender. All the women said I was in the wrong and that you never hit someone with special needs. I mean, it's not like I was planning on doing that. And all the men said it was justified because he already tried to attack Daisy, and it's not like I punched him in the face. I still feel weird, and I think we might just stick to our local park for a while. Am I the butthole? Well, I'm going to break your gender norm and say, no, you're not. Him being special needs doesn't necessarily matter in this sense. He tried to attack your dog. No. Like, you didn't escalate it far any more than it needed to be. You did not give him a punishment not fitting of the crime, right? Like, it's a saying, like, you punishment fitting of the crime. Like, you pulled her back when he tried to stomp her, and then when he ran at you trying to attack again, you kicked him back, and you didn't keep on going and using like weapons or trying to hurt him or anything like that. You just got him away from you, and he eventually snapped out of it and was upset, and you guys were all upset and apologized to each other. All hunky dory, you're fine. I don't think you're the butthole. I really don't. And you shouldn't have attacked your dog. I don't think you're the butthole. Anyway, next victim. It's about HOAs. Ew. Am I the butthole for following my HOA's rules so perfectly that they called an emergency meeting about me? Okay, so this has been going on for about 3 months, and my wife thinks I'm being petty, but I genuinely don't think I did anything wrong, like, at all. We moved into this neighborhood last year, and the HOA is run by this one woman, Linda, who takes it way too seriously. As in, she will measure your grass with a ruler seriously. Oh, dear God. Within our first month, we got a letter saying our trash cans were visible from the street on a non-trash day. They were on the side of our house, behind a fence. You could see maybe 2 inches of the top of one can if you were standing at a very specific angle across the street. But whatever, I moved them. Then we got another letter about our doormat. Apparently, it was not an approved color. It was gray. So I looked up the approved colors list and bought a beige one, since that's the most boring, inoffensive color I could find. Then we got another letter, this time about a decorative item in our front window. It was a plant. like a regular pothos in a plant. The rule says no signs, banners, or decorative displays shall be visible from the exterior. Linda decided a plant counts as a decorative display, I guess. So at this point, something in me just shifted. I pulled up the full HOA rulebook, all 47 pages, and I read the whole thing twice. Then I started reporting every single violation I could find in the neighborhood, and there were a lot. Garage doors left open for more than 30 minutes, vehicles parked facing the wrong direction of the street, Christmas lights still up past January 15th, basketball hoops in driveways without prior written approval, holiday wreaths exceeding 18 inches in diameter. Yes, that's a real rule. I submitted about 40 violation reports in 2 weeks, all legitimate, all documented with photos and rule citations. Linda lost her mind. Apparently, nobody had ever actually enforced most of these rules because they were just there as a guideline. Side note, if they're just there as a guideline, then why can the HOA fine you real money? Anywho, continuing. She called an emergency HOA meeting specifically to address the spike in complaints. At the meeting, she basically pointed at me without naming me and said someone was weaponizing the rules to create a hostile environment. I raised my hand and said I was just following the same process she used when she reported my trash cans, my doormat, and my houseplant. The room went dead for like 10 seconds. 3 other people started bringing up complaints they'd received from her that they thought were ridiculous too. It kind of snowballed. By the end of the meeting, they voted to form a committee to review and modernize the rulebook, which basically means half of Linda's favorite rules were getting thrown out. My wife says I took it too far with the 40 reports and that I embarrassed Linda publicly. I think Linda embarrassed herself by enforcing insane rules selectively and then being shocked when someone held the whole neighborhood to the same standard. So am I the butthole? Absolutely not. Did she look like the shocked Pikachu face? No. I mean, sometimes people just need a little public shaming, a little public embarrassment, and it might help them along to be better people. Ugh. No. Anyway, thank you everyone for tuning in, and I hope to see you all tomorrow. Bye, guys!